Hello, I'm Ray Spadoni, Community VNA CEO, and I would like to welcome you to our holiday tree lighting. I'm sorry we could not be together in person, but 2020 has been a year filled with adjustments, and so the team here at Community VNA has adjusted. I hope you find the virtual edition of this event to still be inspiring and meaningful. I must say that over the past few years, this particular event has become one of my favorites. I'm sure that is because of the combination of remembering those people in our lives who we can only now experience through our own memories and everything they've left behind, plus the festive music, the moving words, the warm conversations with friends, and the colorful visuals. I love this time of year, and there's just something special about how everything converges into a singular moment of light emerging out of darkness. Last year, I remember reflecting on the recent loss of my own father and how his memory stands as a light in my life still. I recall having the opportunity during my welcoming remarks to liken the memories of all those whose names adorn our tree to lights in darkness. This year, because of the challenges we've all faced and are still facing, I recall Oliver Wendell Holmes's words. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. There is a light that we all possess within us, and whenever there is love, kindness, and hope, then we will always be able to walk forward through darkness. Whenever we are united and mindful of all that binds us together and of our many common interests, then we can accomplish much. We can heal and we can bring joy into our world. I hope your holiday is filled with the light of love, kindness, and hope. And I hope that the memories of those we've lost inspire and invigorate us to move forward toward better days. Thank you all for being such treasured friends of Community VNA. I'd like to now introduce Dawn McKechnie, Community Education Liaison, to conduct the candle lighting portion of today's event.
I light this candle in our gathering today and in memory of our loved ones who are no longer with us. Today's reading is We Need One Another by George Odell. We need one another when we mourn and would be comforted, when we are in trouble and afraid, when we despair, in temptation, and need to be recalled to our best selves again. We need one another when we would accomplish some great purpose and cannot do it alone. In the hour of our successes, when we look for someone to share our triumphs, and in the hour of our defeat, when with encouragement we might endure and stand again. We need one another when we come to die, and would have gentle hands prepare us for the journey. All our lives we are in need, and others are in need of us.
Good afternoon. My name is Patty Butterfield, and I'm the Interim Hospice Manager at Community VNA Hospice Care. Community VNA Hospice is an affiliate of Community Visiting Nurse Agency, Incorporated, a not-for-profit, community-based organization committed to ensuring hospice care and other compassionate programs are available for families facing life-limiting illness. Since 1983, Community VNA Hospice has been dedicated to our long-standing charitable tradition to provide compassionate hospice care with dignity, comfort, and respect to patients without regard to a patient's ability to pay or status of insurance. Included in our services are our bereavement and outreach programs for families in the community through support groups, grief counseling, and free educational programs designed to help during our greatest times of need. Examples include our monthly grief support group, as well as our 6-week grief series offered each spring and fall. On Joy and Sorrow by Khalil Gibran. Then a woman said, "Speak to us of joy and sorrow." And he answered, "Your joy is your sorrow unmasked." And the selfsame well from which your daughter rises was oftentimes filled with your tears. And how else can it be? The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. Is not the cup that holds your wine the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven? And is not the lute that soothes your spirit the very wood that was hollowed with knives? When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Some of you say, "Joy is greater than sorrow," and others say, "Nay, sorrow is the greatest." But I say unto you, they are inseparable. Together they come, and when one sits alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep upon your bed. Verily, you are suspended like scales between your sorrow and your joy. Only when you are empty are you at a standstill and balanced. When the treasure keeper lifts you to weigh his gold and his silver, needs must your joy or your sorrow rise or fall.
The Circle of Life, The Heart's Journey Through the Seasons by Joyce Rupp and Macrina Widecker. The trees have shed their colorful autumn robes. Winter is raging through the dark, empty branches, and I am listening. I am listening to the roar and to the quiet of winter. I am listening to a beauty that sometimes remains unseen. I am listening to the season of contemplation, to the urgency of our world's need for reflection. I am listening to all that waits within the earth, to bulbs and seeds, to deep roots dreaming. I am listening to the winter rest. I am listening to long nights, comforting darkness, beautiful darkness. I am listening to the darkness of the winter season. I am listening to sparks of hope within the darkness. I am listening to winter nurturing spring. I am listening to brilliant winter sunsets and lovely frosty mornings. I am listening to snowflakes flying through the air, to the cold winds that often blow out there, to bare trees, so lovely in their emptiness, to one leaf that never did let go. I am listening to winter, handing over spring. I am listening to the poetry of winter.
Hello, this is Jeff LaValle, Community Relations and Fund Development Manager here at Community VNA. I'd like to start by first wishing you a very happy holiday season and to let you know how very much each and every one of you are in our thoughts. Customarily, we would be gathered here at Community VNA for this very special occasion, the lighting of our holiday Tree of Life in Remembrance. The silver stars you see on the tree behind me represent donations made in honor of or in memory of loved ones, with proceeds from your donations benefiting Community VNA's hospice program. Just as each star is a gift, each life is a gift, both those honored and those remembered. Today, we celebrate our loved ones and all remembered here for touching our lives and for sharing their love and their light with us. May our hearts be filled by knowing that we too can be shining stars of hope for those around us, lighting the way into the new year with courage, with hope, and with a sense of wonder. I should also mention, if you have not yet visited our virtual tree online, you can see all of the gifts represented here also represented on our virtual Tree of Life, and we'll be sure to provide the link at the end of today's ceremony.
The title of the poem is The Planter's Daughter. When night stirred at sea, and the fire brought the crowd in, they say that her beauty was music in the mouth, and few in the candlelight thought her too proud. For the house of the planter is known by the trees. Men that had seen her drank deep and were silent. The women were speaking wherever they went. As a bell that is rung or a wonder told shyly, and oh, she was the Sunday in every week.
You seem like a woman of many talents and interests. And
Many interests, yeah.
Yeah.
If I see something, I have to know about it.
Yep. Yeah.
I worked for, once I finished, I worked in community health nursing and worked with, out of the Carney Hospital in Boston during the development of the neighborhood health centers. So part of my assignment when I was getting my master's degree at Boston University was to open 2 neighborhood health centers. From there, I navigated into community health nursing, and in particular, visiting nursing. So that's why you see that link I can't get rid of that link at all because of the importance of community health and small community. The emphasis is on community health nursing, which you get from companies such as Community VNA in Attleboro. When I came home, I knew it was there and I sought it out. No, I'm fully retired now.
Oh,
My body is spent and it was amazing. I found it was amazing the amount of work I could do. It was physical labor and just taking care of my sister, who was in the last stages of her life, 24 hours, 7 days a week. You know, she had some very distressful symptoms of her condition that required a lot of nursing care. I have a lot of fun with the senior centers and doing the volunteer work through the Community VNA. That's enough.
yeah.
I've met some wonderful people working with Carolyn Woodruff, taking assignments locally and just taking what stuff I know almost in a prescient way, but it's just long years of experience, and bringing it into the homes of people who have, they really depend on volunteers to go into the home and just talk with them. It's nice to talk about arbitrary things, but what's on their mind is death and dying. And I really can, I found I can really help a lot in that regard.
I know you've had your share of grief in your life, and holidays are especially hard. So I was wondering if there's anything you especially miss during the holidays, or something you do to celebrate your relationships with your loved ones that are no longer here.
Well, yeah, it's close enough for me that they're trying to forget, the people who have passed on, my sisters in particular, because they're in a new situation. And I'm in the process of trying not to forget. That's the struggle I find.
Yeah.
So, you get torn. You really get torn away at the holiday So I have found, I don't know, I found staying close to other people and talking with them, working with them. And when I find things that I think are going to be like important, like my sister's youngest, he's not the youngest grandson, but every year they gave that boy nutcrackers. And last night I came across, I don't know if I can see it.
Oh my goodness.
So I made a Christmas card for him. And I was laughing all the way. I know in his heart of hearts, he's going to know. I hope he gets another nutcracker this year. And if he doesn't, he's going to get that one. So much of our Christmas, our holiday seasons were centered on my sister who passed away. The baskets, the decorations, 50 kinds of cookies, boxes. I mean, 50 was, and Sunday afternoons, we would wait and she would make the cookie dough, and Sunday afternoons, all of us girls would go down there. She lived in Narragansett, and make all these cookies with her. So we can't do that anymore, but we will. And so the thought of keeping that alive helps through the season.
Yeah.
It's not a time for a celebration. It's a time for me to wait until that moment comes.
Yes.
And we've made the adjustment, and it will.
As we prepare to light the holiday tree of life, if there's specific people you want to name as those who you're thinking about today, in particular with the holiday tree lighting, if you would just say their name.
Okay. In reverse order. Catherine Emery, Regina Wilcox, Christine Clegg, Philip Morris, Catherine and Philip, direct, okay, that's it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Really appreciate how much you shared today, and all of your involvement with hospice and nursing and caring about people all these years. And I hope that the holiday season continues to be a source of waiting for the good things, right?
Waiting for the adjustments
Yep.
and receiving the adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
The hospice care was a preparation for the adjustments. And you see it in the grieving programs you have to greet those who were the Sundays in our every week.
And now we've come to a very special moment, the lighting of our tree of life.
I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet their songs repeat, of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair I bowed my head, there is no peace on earth, I said. For hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then rang the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor does he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men.
Good afternoon. My name is Glenn Rounsville. I'm the Spiritual and Bereavement Coordinator here at the CVNA. I was glad to be asked to participate today. It's always an honor to be with all of you as you remember your loved ones in this special way. I know in this time of COVID, it's been especially difficult to lose family members. Sometimes we weren't able to say goodbye as we'd like to. We weren't able to say the things that we would have loved to say. But here today, we can honor them in a special way and share their memory in those ways too, with so many that we can't even see that are joining us today. Please receive the blessing as we go. When darkness is too dark for me, give me light and renew my hope, my dream, my faith that the gloom will not last, that despair will not be the final word, and give me the courage to believe in my dreams. And thank you for memories filled with joy and love and the promise of brighter days. Now I'd like to introduce Mike Murphy, President of the Community VNA Board of Directors, who will offer some parting wishes.
Thank you, Glenn. In this year, like no other, we have all come to appreciate the importance of relationships, of being close to the people we love and those who care for us. We've all experienced some degree of loss in 2020. For those whose loss has been greatest, I hope our time together this afternoon has allowed the light of hope to shine a little bit brighter. Stars have traditionally guided people on their journey. They have also marked the best among us, the stars of the show, the star of the game. Your stars on our tree serve as a reminder of the best among us and guide us forward during this holiday season. On behalf of the Board of Directors, our caring staff and volunteers, I wish you peace this holiday season.
gone home. It's you and me by the Christmas tree alone. The twinkling lights, the window full of snow, the last log in the fireplace aglow. Presents wrapped in bows, another piece of pie, and the star of hope up in the sky. Of all these things, the greatest gift I've known is you and me by the Christmas tree. You and me by the Christmas tree. You and me by the Christmas tree alone. From long ago, children making angels in the snow. Of all these things, the greatest gift I've known is you and me by the Christmas tree. You and me, you and me by the Christmas tree alone.
Is the thing to say on a bright white Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is a wise way to say Merry Christmas to you. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright, the sun to shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is a wise way to say Merry Christmas, very Merry Christmas to you.
So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, a new one just begun. And so this is Christmas. I hope you have fun. The near and the dear ones, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fears. And so this is Christmas, for weak or for strong, the rich and the poor ones. The war is so long, and so happy Christmas for black and for white, for yellow and red ones. Let's stop all the fights. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fears. And so this is Christmas. Yes, it is Christmas. Yes, this is Christmas. They told me, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, a newborn king to see, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. Our finest gifts we bring, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum. Come, peace on earth, can it be? Years from now, perhaps we'll see the day of glory, to see the day when men of good will live in peace again. So peace on earth, can it be? Every child must be made aware. Every child must be made to care. Care enough for his fellow man, to give all the love that he can. I pray my wish will come true for my child and your child too. He'll see the day of glory. I see the day when men of good will live in peace again. Peace on earth.